and it's a good time to get started. I'm Nina Walden. I am the Managing Director of Chai Mitzvah. Audrey Lichter is the Executive Director of Chai Mitzvah. And we want to welcome you to Passover Plus. We're going to prepare our hearts and minds for Passover in a new way. We're going to think about the themes of Passover, play some games, have some interesting conversations to get our hearts and minds ready. So let's just make sure we all know who each other are. We'll introduce ourselves. But before we even do that, I know the kids all know about Zoom etiquette. Let's mute ourselves when we're not speaking. And and we want to say something, we'll unmute. Does everybody know how to raise their hand? Like what to hit to raise your hand on Zoom? You go to the reactions and you click on raise hand, because we're going to play a game later where you have to do that.
Aaron, do you know how to do that?
No.
Okay, so maybe a grown-up can help them when we come to that part. And also,
okay,
good. And then if you want to use a chat box, does everybody know how to use the chat box? Okay, if you don't know how, your grandchildren can show you. Okay, so let's go around. Who has not said hello yet? I think there are grandchildren who might not have. Michael, there are two people that say Michael, Levy, and Aaron. So I'm imagining you're either in different places or you're in the same place on two different devices. You want to tell us where you are? All right, well.
I'm in.
We're in Brooklyn. We're not with.
So we've got somebody in Hoboken, somebody in Brooklyn, Michael, Levi, and Aaron. Michael, where are you?
We are in Carlsbad, California.
Great, wonderful. It's probably warm there. Okay, good. So it's great to meet everybody. And I'm now going to introduce you to the Chai Mitzvah Matzah, who's going to say a few words.
Hi, everyone. Whether you think no, it's not Passover without matzah. Hametz, leavened food like bread, is puffed up. It is a symbol of arrogance. Tradition teaches us that we humble ourselves before God. Focus how to eat matzah.
Okay, so now some of the older kids, arrogance is, so the younger kids will know.
I'm younger, right?
All right, then let's have a grandma tell what arrogance means. Or a grandpa, somebody, what is arrogance? John.
What?
What's arrogance?
What?
what's arrogance?
What does arrogance mean?
Arrogance?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Being very boastful about yourself in an unrealistic manner.
Right. So we don't want to be boastful. We're grateful to God for taking us out of Egypt. We want to be humble. There are other foods that we eat on Passover that represent other foods. Who can think of one?
Could you mute people who aren't talking, because there's a lot of background?
Yeah, here. If you're not talking, you should be muted. And if you want to talk, just unmute yourself. Okay. So I'll come up with something. When I was little, my teacher taught me this. We have hard-boiled eggs on Passover. And my teacher told me that we have hard-boiled eggs because the harder the life was for the Jewish people, the stronger and tougher we got. And a hard-boiled egg, the more you boil it, the harder it gets. Does anybody else have a food that they can think of that we eat on Passover that represents something? Yes, Aaron. Let's unmute Aaron. Okay, what are you thinking of?
Dipping parsley in the tears represents the Jewish people had tears when they were working.
Very
hard.
good. That's perfect.
Very good.
Right. Excellent. Does anybody else have a food they think about that symbolizes something on Passover?
Libby has her hand
Yes,
up.
Libby. Does Libby know what charoset is about? It's a symbol
Libby,
of something we use for building. Do you know what we use for building? Aaron, help her out, because I know the answer.
wait, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Oh, still muted.
Can you unmute, Aaron?
I asked to unmute. I can't actually unmute. There.
Okay.
We eat matzah on Pesach.
Good job. Okay, so now here's the thing. Let's think about some of the themes of Passover, like freedom, springtime, new beginnings. And we're going to go into breakout rooms and we're going to think of one food or more than one food, not one we eat nowadays, but one that would be a good new Passover food and what it represents. Okay, so I'm going to click on the magic breakout room button and I'll see you guys in 5 minutes. Welcome back, everybody. So we're going to take turns telling about what we came up with, and the people, when you're not talking, mute, and when you are talking, unmute. So maybe one representative of each group wants to tell. Let's start with, in the lower left hand on my screen, the Michael family. Oh, you're muted. You're muted.
Family, there's two.
The Michael family. We're the Michael family.
Yes. What foods have you come up with?
Their last name is Pascal. We're Michael.
Okay.
But that's okay.
The
Tell us
Pascal.
the question again, because we got off. It was adding food.
Yeah,
Go
if you had to think of your own food for Passover to represent something, what it would be. If you want, we can go around and other people can tell what they came up
No,
with.
that's okay, because Levi, do you want to say what we were talking about?
Yeah.
Seriously? Not so funny? Okay.
Funny's
Yeah.
okay too.
So one thing that we came up with is like pasta. So I make pasta, fresh made pasta. So the sauce that I make that goes with it is reddish. So that represents the blood that they put on the above the doors for I think it was the last plague. So it wouldn't affect them. Yeah.
That's a great idea. That's a really good one.
Oh, that's a good one to add.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the to Audrey's family.
Okay, Aaron, Libby, what are the things we came up with? What are we going to add to the Seder? Are you muted?
They are
We
not
don't
muted.
hear you. No, we don't hear you.
Yeah, we don't hear you, but
We don't hear.
that's so
You're not
strange.
muted.
Huh.
We don't hear you.
Me?
Okay. Oh.
Okay. You know what?
Oh, there.
I'm gonna-
Now he's muted. Now he's
yeah,
unmuted.
because there was a weird thing going on.
Okay, I'll say it, okay?
Okay,
So
yeah.
Aaron came up with, well, they came up with ice cream because they were very, very hot in the desert as they were leaving. So, and then they came up with tofu pups because they were gonna have tofu pups because they were gonna use the tofu pups to paint the mortar onto the pyramids. And the third thing we came up with was bunny cereal because they hopped out of Egypt.
That's great. Okay, Henry, what did you come up with? I can't.
Henry? Oh, Henry has two.
Henry, what did you guys
What did you
come
come
up
up with?
Henry?
He's feeling a little shy to tell, so
So Abba will tell then. Okay. Okay, John, what did you guys come up with?
I thought it was a luscious idea. They came up with sweet potatoes with brown sugar on it. That represents spring. And Henry's a great cook. I'm sure it'll come out great.
Yeah. Henry, great idea. How
He
about,
said actually that it wasn't, he didn't think it was his personal original idea, but I told him it was. So good.
it was for sure. Okay, and then there was a room of grandmas. What did you guys come up with? Sharon, Roberta, Eloise.
Okay, well, Roberta told me that she had gone to a Hadassah program where they had all these different kinds of haroset from Syria and the Ashkenazic and the Sephardic and the all the different kinds of haroset. And she's going to very kindly email to me the recipes that she had from that. And I said that the one I generally use is one that is the dried fruits, but in little bits. And I use that, and I use some chunky applesauce and some prunes and some dates and some figs. And I mix that all up, and then I put in the wine and the cinnamon and some apples, and it makes a paste. And then I think you were just talking about, someone was talking about making balls. Roberta, was that you? Yeah, she said if you make it like a paste, you can put it like a little ball and then wrap it in nuts so that it's just really easy to take one to put on your matzah. So I found it to be very helpful.
That was a Middle Eastern one that you grind up, like prunes and apricots and all the dried fruits in the food processor, and of course add spices and roll it into balls. I actually have had that before, and it's delicious. There's also Japanese haroset, or China. No, it's Japanese haroset. It has soy sauce in it.
Whoa. So you know what? When we send out our follow-up email, if you can give us links to some recipes, that would be really nice. Okay, so now there's another game that we're going to start with. How many people here know how to play Mad Libs?
Mad Libs?
Mad Libs.
Aaron?
Yes.
Aaron Pascal, do you know how to play Mad Libs?
Yes.
Yes.
Good. Okay. So if you don't know how to play, then your grown-up will tell you how to play. There are 4 breakout rooms. So each breakout room has to come up with 4 words. I'm going to put them in the chat box, what we're looking for. Okay. So breakout room with Walden, you do the first 4: number, place, 3 fun activities, and an extreme emotion. Lichter breakout room, you need to come up with 3 activities that are not fun, and it's in the chat box, so you'll see. The name of a river, a famous man, it just says A because I don't want to get my names confused, and a type of container. Okay, Michael Pascal breakout room. You need to come up with the name of a river, a famous woman, a plant used for landscaping, and another famous woman. And then grandma breakout room, come up with another famous woman, an extreme emotion, an animal, and a tagline, an expression. Okay. When we come back, we're going to read the story of Passover.
Would you repeat that, Nina?
Yes. So you have the last 4, and they're in the chat box if you need to look at them if you forget. But they are a famous woman, an extreme emotion, an animal, and an expression, like a tagline, like Eat at Joe's. But that probably won't be what you come up with.
That's river. We have river, 2 famous women, and a plant.
Right. Okay. And again, just look on the list if you forget, because it's there. Okay. And don't forget, kids, you can help your grandparents. Okay. No. We're going to go into the breakout rooms, and we'll be back.
Can you unmute yourself?
Okay. Here we go. Hey, here comes everybody.
Okay.
Okay. Are we ready?
Okay, shut this off, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So here's what we're going to do.
There's just, can I even reach anyone?
Let's make sure we remember who was the first group, Walden. Second group, Lichter. Third group, Michael Pascal. And 4th group, I just called grandma. So each of you has 4.
I do don't. Okay, I do.
I'm going to read.
I shoot.
And when I get to the part where we need a word,
yeah,
you'll unmute and come in. Okay? Okay. Ready? Okay. I need a number.
Oh, Henry, would you like to say, do you remember the number?
Maybe.
Okay, you do it for Henry. You guys thought of it together, but you'll tell me what they are, okay?
Okay,
About blank.
105, 105.
About 105 years ago, the Jewish people lived in the land of
Jersey City.
At first, everything was fine, and they could.
What?
They could. I think you could draw.
Oh yeah, okay. They could cook, they could build things, and they could snowball fight.
And pray to God as they pleased. But soon a new Pharaoh came into power, and he was very
happy.
Okay. He forced the Jewish people to. This is Audrey's group.
Oh, to sit on the couch all day.
And if that wasn't bad enough, he also said that every baby boy born to a Jewish mother was to be hurled into the
he said, well, to couch all day and to sleep and to miss school. And then they had to be thrown into the Nile River.
One day, around this time, a Hebrew baby boy was born. His name was
Abraham Lincoln.
Abraham Lincoln. His mother did not want him to die, so she put him in a
water bottle.
A water bottle and set him to float in the. This is the next group. Harriet, your group. Oh, you need to unmute. She put him in a water bottle and set him to float in the. You're still muted.
In the what? We didn't hear you.
Float in the Mississippi River.
In the Mississippi River. Perfect. His sister, I need a name of a woman. His sister, what's the name that you came up with?
Yes. Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. His sister, Wonder Woman, hid behind, we need some kind of plant.
That's the one I should have said.
A rose.
He said hid behind a rose to see who would find him. Soon a princess named. Who has the next woman's name?
Rosa. No. Sorry.
I think it's us.
Okay.
Hang on. It's Belle. We have another Wonder Woman.
Oh my God! Wonder Woman's everywhere. Okay, we'll call her Wonder Woman.
Wait, we didn't do Wonder Woman. The first woman we did was RBG and the second was Rosa Parks.
Oh, I love it. RBG and Rosa Parks. Okay. So his sister, RBG, hid behind a rose to see who would find him. Then a princess named Rosa Parks found him and decided to keep him. RBG went up to went up to Rosa Parks and said, I know just the right person to take care of this baby. And she went to get her mother, Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman. That's it. Beautiful. And so it came to be that Wonder Woman raised Abraham Lincoln in the palace with Pharaoh. When Abraham Lincoln grew up, he saw that his people suffered and that made him very, we need the emotion.
Joyful.
Very what?
Joyful.
Joyful. Oh yes, he saw his people suffered and that of course made him very joyful. When he was standing by a well one day, tending to some
T-Rexes.
It was a long time ago. He was visited by God. Go to Pharaoh, said God, and tell him. What's the tagline? And tell him.
Take what you get and don't throw a fit.
That is the story of Passover. Good story. Is that what your kids learned in school?
That was
Yes.
funny.
He says, for sure, that's it. Okay.
It's a sweet.
Excuse me, where were the dinosaurs?
They were near the Nile, of course, grazing. Yes. Okay, that's great. And I'm glad that baby Abraham Lincoln fit in a water bottle.
Very good.
Okay, so now we're going to think about another thing we do on Passover. It's called Bidikat Chametz, searching for chametz. Did anybody here ever do that? Me too. And do you do it, Aaron and Libby? Is it fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, is it one of your favorite things? I used to love it.
You can get a present.
So, what happens is, for those of you who haven't done it, maybe you'll do it this year, the adults hide little bits of chametz, things we can't have on Passover, and they let the kids find them when it's dark out, and they use a feather to sweep them onto a dish. And you can either use a candle or you can use a flashlight if you're not as brave. And then we destroy the bits of chametz before the first Seder. But tonight we're going to do a different kind of hunt. We're going to think about something that represents freedom to us. So each person could be different. Like maybe you love to play basketball. Oh, you're muted, Sharon.
What time do you hunt?
I still can't.
Sharp noise that's coming.
Let's see. I'm going to try and mute everyone here. Okay, who's not muted? I think we're all muted. Oh, here. Okay. Can everyone hear me okay now? Okay, great. So I'll go back. We all know what Badikat Chametz is, right? We talked about it. But we're going to do a different kind of a search tonight. It's almost like a scavenger hunt, except if you don't want to run and find the object, you don't have to. We're going to think of something that makes us feel free. Like if you love to play basketball, maybe a basketball represents freedom to you because you feel very free when you're playing basketball. And for each person, it can be different. But we have 5 minutes to think about what it would be. If you like to draw pictures, it might be paper and pencil. If you like to run, it might be running shoes. Think about what makes you feel free. And it could be more than one thing if you want. And when we come back in 5 minutes, we're going to share what that thing is that you came up with. And maybe, do I need to put this in the chat box or can everyone remember what you're hunting for?
We have a new person. We have Michael.
Oh, yes.
Now.
Hi,
Good.
Michael.
I'm sorry.
We're hunting for something that makes us feel free.
Right.
Okay, and we're going to bring it back when we come back from our breakout rooms.
Great.
Okay, is everybody back? Are you ready to share your stuff? Okay, so everybody mute when they're not talking, and then unmute when you are talking. And I'm going to go on my screen from left to right. And the first people I see on my screen are Aaron and Libby. So what makes you feel free?
Remember all the things you said? Okay, I'll tell them what they
Magnet tiles. Yeah.
Magnet tiles.
Magnet tiles,
Play.
blocks, Legos.
You guys are exactly.
Pokemon.
You've got to have a play date.
No, I need that.
And what? What was after Lego?
I need that.
What, Libby? Oh, okay.
A whole
Okay.
box of sound came in that I didn't hear.
Nothing.
Hold on.
A play kitchen. Libby said a
Oh,
play kitchen.
A play kitchen which you can purchase. Okay, Henry, unmute. Sarah, unmute Henry, please. Oh, Henry knows how to unmute. What am I saying? What makes you feel free, Henry?
To build.
And to build. And you built that, right?
It was supposed to be a train, but then it was too hard, so it's only like this.
Okay.
Oh, it can be like this.
I like it. That's your freedom hat. Okay. The Michael and Pascal families, I'm seeing somebody with weird glasses down there.
Levi, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Levi and Michael, tell us what you feel. You said some good ones, okay?
One thing that one of mine is music.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
And
see.
then mine, I have two. And one of them is call my friends and
Call somebody else.
my grandparents.
And he calls Safta, right?
Ah.
Okay. Now, Aaron, what do you do? What do you do for freedom?
Playing video games or listening to really good music.
We had a
What
couple
kind of music?
Pretty much music from video games, pretty much.
You know, I heard that that's actually a thing, music from video games. That's
It
like
is. It is very good.
Yeah, it's like a genre of music now.
Really?
It
Yeah.
is. Actually, I can
Really?
totally bring some up right now.
Okay.
Attack. Just oh wait, hold on. I have it on my phone. Where's my phone? Right, okay, I'll just
He plays the trumpet and the violin.
Oh, wow.
Well done, Lovey.
Okay, give me a minute. I'll be back. I get it.
Okay.
Can you do it? Yeah.
He's gonna come back with it.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd like to hear that.
And meanwhile, some older people, Roberta or Sharon, what makes you feel free?
I said that my car makes me feel very free because I can go somewhere. Even if I can't stop somewhere, I can go somewhere. And also these Zoom calls, because it's such a wonderful way of connecting with other people.
It really is. How about you, Roberta? We need to unmute.
Yes.
Got it.
Let's see. My my reading. For some reason during the COVID times, I became very addicted to television, and so finally, and I belong to two book groups, and I just go to the discussions. I didn't read the books, but now I'm reading again. And I'm reading some very good books. So I'm enjoying it, and I'm elsewhere instead of in my living room.
What are you reading?
Right now I'm reading The Lost Shtetl. It's sort of like a shtetl that in Poland that sort of missed out on World War I and World War II and landing on the moon and all these things that have happened till present day. And it's really delightful and interesting, and you see how they lived in a shtetl back in those days and how much life has changed. And I don't feel like I'm stuck in my living room. I'm there in the book.
That is
In Poland, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, that's what books do.
Yeah, that's right. And that's something that does make us feel very, very free. That's true.
And I shared with Roberta that I just finished reading Barack Obama's book, The Promised Land. It's 708 pages, and I would never choose a 700-page book because I never would have the time. And now I have all this time. So in a way that also makes me feel free is the time that I have.
Okay, I got my music.
All right, awesome.
Okay.
Let's hear.
So that's just
Yeah, that's very. It sounds like almost like you like a movie, like it would be like an epic to a movie.
Yeah, that's actually doing like the fighting portion of the game where like you're fighting people. That's like that's the background, just like
Yeah. Is it all like that? Is it synthesized music or is it?
Well, there's a lot of different types of games. It's like the beginning of it is there's some parts of the song, but like it can be all different types of things. Like there's parts of songs like Minecraft music is just literally just a couple notes, like just ba 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 ba. So a lot of game music could be multiple different genres. Like you could have rock game music, like there's a type of game music that literally Christian rock, which is still pretty good. And then there's like orchestral game music, which is most of it. Most of game music is mostly orchestral. This is actually a metal version of an orchestral song, So it's like, yeah, there's all different types.
Let's hear. You want to show us something else?
Oh yes. I got another one. Fire Emblem 3 has theme. Oh, this is another one, but it's sorry. Give me a minute. Okay.
I think we're having trouble hearing that one.
Yeah.
So that's like
an opera. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So that's like rock music. There's all different types, all different themes. So that's just
wow. And
so
it goes with the games.
Yeah.
I feel like there could be one like a soundtrack to the story of Passover.
Oh, definitely, yeah. That actually.
Well,
Really
why don't you make that and listen and send it to us?
Yeah,
We'll put it on our web page.
Absolutely, that'd be so awesome.
Yeah.
I want to say, because it's like 6 o'clock now and we have an hour, I am amazed and thrilled at the way we can be intergenerational and share from amazing music that most of us never heard of before to games that kids like, to cool ideas. Like, I just think this is wonderful, and I want to thank you guys very much for sharing with me, because I was not aware of this kind of music. It's nice to see Audrey's kids like to build just like Henry. And it's fun to hear about different recipes. And I just thought it was a lot of fun. So I want to thank you all for being here.
Thank you. That was fun. Thanks, guys. Nice to
Thank
meet
you
you
so
all.
much.
Happy Passover.
Thank you, Nina.
Happy Passover. And thank you so much, Nina. This was wonderful.
I'm
so lots of fun.
Can you send us the Passover story with the fill in the blanks?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so cute.
You know what? I sent it to you, but I don't have the things filled in. But some of them I do. So I'll see what I can do. And if not, maybe we can remember them. I would definitely.
Oh, we don't have to have our things. We want our grandkids to make up the things.
Oh,
Just the Mad Libs.
That sounds like a great thing to do with a mix. It's kind of like a good icebreaker if you have people from different families to settle in, because some of those were really great.
They were funny.
I like RBG. I like Abraham Lincoln being.
It was fun. Very fun. Okay, everybody.
I can just show you that I make matzo balls for everybody at my Seder. So all I do is take this one, and this one is empty right now. So I put in some flour, and then I put in some eggs, and then I bake it in this wonderful tin. And when it's all done, I have a matzo ball.
Whoa!
Oh,
Good trick.
If only it was that easy.
Lots of magic. Lots of all magic.
All magic.
Hey, oh, thank you so much for sharing with us.
Okay.
And thank you. I'm so grateful for my grandkids to show up. That's so nice.
That was great. It was great meeting them. Looking
Thank you.
One of your grandchildren has some odd facial hair.
Yes.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you for coming.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.